Swear the witness.
Would you raise your right hand, please? You do solemnly swear that the testimony you shall give in this deposition will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Simpson. My name
morning.
is Daniel Petrocelli. I represent plaintiff Frederick Goldman in this lawsuit against you. You understand that you are under oath?
Yes.
You may have to speak up so that the folks down at the end of the table can hear you. Have you ever testified under oath before?
Yes.
You understand that even though you're in our law office today, that the testimony that you give under oath here is subject to the same penalty of perjury as though you were testifying in a court of law?
Yes.
Okay. How many times have you testified under oath before?
I'm not sure, but I'd say 3 or 4 times.
Have you ever given a deposition before?
Yes.
How many times?
I believe twice.
All before the death of Nicole and the death of Ron Goldman?
Yes.
Okay. And during those 2 times that you gave depositions, you understood you were under oath?
Yes.
And did you tell the truth in those depositions?
Yes.
Did you say anything untrue?
I don't believe so, no.
You told the truth, right?
That's what I knew it.
Okay.
That's enough.
And have you ever testified at a trial?
Yes.
When?
Late 60s, early 70s.
What kind of case was it?
One, I believe, was a criminal case, and one was a lawsuit.
Hey, did they involve you?
No.
You were just a witness?
Yes.
And you told the truth in those criminal cases?
Best I knew it.
Tell me who the parties were.
I'm going to object, instruct him not to answer. It's irrelevant and immaterial.
What I'd like to do is get a copy of his, the transcript of his testimony.
It's irrelevant and immaterial. Instruct him not to answer.
Now, is this the first time you're testifying under oath since the death of Nicole and the death of Ron Goldman?
Yes.
So you've never been questioned under oath about the events surrounding Ron and Nicole's death, is that right?
That's been asked and answered. Instruct him not to answer the question.
When you gave an interview to Ross Becker recently, you were not under oath, correct?
Correct.
Did you tell the truth?
Best that I knew it, yes.
Would you have said anything differently if you were under oath?
That's argumentative. Don't answer that question.
You instructing him?
Yes?
Can we have a stipulation that if you instruct him not to answer, that he will abide by your instructions?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Did you, you spoke in other elements of that video besides the Becker interview, correct?
Correct.
And did you tell the truth during the other times that you spoke on the video?
Best that I knew it, yes.
Okay. And would you have said anything differently if you were under oath?
I don't think so.
Now, you recall giving a statement to the Los Angeles Police Department on June 13?
Yes.
Okay. Were you under oath?
I don't believe so.
Did you tell the truth?
Best as I could remember it
Would
at
you
the
have
time,
said the
yes.
same things?
Well, just a minute.
I'm sorry.
Let him finish his answer.
I apologize, Mr. Baker.
Go ahead and finish your answer.
As best as I could at that time, yes.
Yeah. Would you have said anything differently at the time if you were under oath?
At the time, no.
Okay. I'd like to talk a little bit about preparing for the giving of testimony. You recently participated in this making of a video that is going to be released soon, correct?
Yes.
And you talked in that video about the events and circumstances of Ron and Nicole's deaths, correct?
I answered the questions that were asked me.
Okay. But the subject matter of that video was your side of the story with respect to the deaths of Ron and Nicole.
Well, I'm going to object. That's a characterization that you're making.
You may answer.
I answered the questions that were asked me, basically, yes.
But it was about the deaths of Ron and Nicole, generally speaking, right?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the only time that you had, and there were videotape machines and tape recorders recording what you were saying, right?
Yes.
Now, Is that the only time that you have been recorded discussing the facts and circumstances surrounding Ron and Nicole's deaths?
Don't answer that question unless you exclude anything that was done vis-a-vis your attorneys. And any questions that he puts to you, I don't want you to answer and include anything that was done with your attorneys. Okay?
Well, I would like to know if he is excluding anything.
He is going to exclude everything that was done with and through and by his attorneys.
But all I'm saying, Mr. Baker, is that so that we know whether or not there is a relevant contact with an attorney where we might want to attack the assertion of the attorney-client privilege, we have to know the basic foundational facts. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I understand what you're saying, and I'm not assenting to that. We are not going to allow you to inquire as to what he did with his attorneys, whether he was taped, videotaped, or anything else.
Well, I'm going to inquire into that, and I haven't asked so far about any communications. I've simply asked for the mere existence of such recordings, if they do exist.
And I'm going to instruct him not to answer that, and you can certify it, and we can argue that point with the court.
Let me get back to my question. Other than this recent video, have you ever been recorded on videotape or audio tape discussing facts and circumstances and events surrounding the deaths of Ron and Nicole?
And I want you to answer that other than anything you did with your attorneys.
Other than anything that I did with my attorney, not that I knew of.
And what about with respect to things you did with your attorneys?
Could you be more vague?
No.
I don't know what the question is.
The question is, have you ever participated in any events or any tapings in which you discussed the events and circumstances surrounding Ron and Nicole's deaths
And I instruct him
with in the presence of your attorneys?
and I instruct him not to answer that question.
What attorneys were present during such tapings?
And I instruct him not to answer that question.
Did you prepare for the possibility of testifying at your criminal trial?
When you say, I don't understand when you say prepare.
Were you tape recorded or videotaped?
Same objection if you were there with your attorneys and it was pursuant to the instruction of your attorneys. I don't want you to answer that question.
Did a lawyer named Christina Arguedas subject you to a practice or mock cross-examination?
Don't answer that question. Instruct him not to answer that
And what's the grounds of
Yes,
these
it's-
objections?
I think it's pretty evident.
It's not to me, and I just
Well,
would like the record to be
It's
clear.
attorney-client privilege and attorney work product privilege.
Okay. Is Christina Arguedas an attorney that has ever worked for you in the past 2 years?
I don't know.
You know, even
The name really doesn't mean anything.
doesn't mean
to me.
anything to you?
No.
And did such a person, do you know whether such a person subjected you to a practice or mock cross-examination?
I instruct you not to answer again. That's based on attorney work product and attorney-client privilege.
Have you ever been cross-examined about the facts and circumstances of the deaths of Ron and Nicole by a person who you did not know?
Well, if you did not know and you did not know they were an attorney, you can answer that question.
I'm sorry, I'm a little lost here.
In other words, I'm trying to find out if anybody ever subjected you to a cross-examination when the person was not acting as your attorney, other than this
Again,
video that just happened. Can you answer that yes or no, please?
that assumes that an attorney that was hired through another attorney of his may or may not be his attorney, and I'm not going to allow him to answer that question.
Same grounds,
Same
attorney-client, work product objections?
Yes.
Okay. You took notes during the criminal trial?
Yeah, at times.
Where are those notes?
I don't know.
What did you do with them?
I have absolutely no idea.
Who'd you give them to?
I don't know when I packed up. I don't know.
You don't know what you did with them?
No.
At the end of each day, did you have a routine where you gave your notes to somebody or saved them in some way?
No.
Did you take them back with you to the jail cell?
Yes.
And when you left, when you were released, did you take the notes with you?
I believe some of them I must have.
Did you give them to anyone, such as your attorneys or anyone else?
No.
Your assistant?
No.
So right now, as you testify today, you don't know where those notes are?
No.
Do you know if they exist?
I hope so.
Why do you hope so?
I just hope so.
And did you give them to someone for safekeeping?
No.
Okay. Do you know if they're in your house?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Did you meet with anyone to prepare for this deposition
Other than your attorneys.
No.
other than your attorneys?
No.
And did you meet with your attorneys?
Don't answer that.
Who are the attorneys that you met with to prepare for this deposition?
Don't answer that either.
Are these instructions to not to answer?
Yes.
And based on what
On
grounds?
attorney-client, attorney-work product privilege.
Okay. Were there any persons who were not lawyers, other than yourself, of course, present during sessions in preparation for this deposition?
Assuming there were sessions in preparation for this deposition.
Correct.
No.
All persons present, other than yourself, were lawyers.
Assuming that
Such preparation
was
sessions
done,
occurred.
yes.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you have a copy of any of the videotape materials that were used to make this soon-to-be-released video?
No.
You have nothing?
Nothing.
Do you have the final product?
No.
Have you seen it?
No.
Okay. Do you have any of the script materials?
Well, that assumes there are script materials.
Were there scripts prepared by writers to prepare for the making of this video
And done what with? Given to me?
that you saw? Not necessarily given to you.
Saw, yes.
Do you have copies of those scripts?
They weren't for me. No, I don't.
You don't have anything.
No.
What's the name of this soon-to-be-released video?
O.J. Tells, I believe.
O.J. Tells?
Yes.
Okay. So you have...
That's the phone number also.
Excuse me?
That's the phone number, 1-800 O.J. Tells.
I see. So right now you have nothing in your possession with respect to this video O.J. Tells. Is that right?
That's correct.
Do your lawyers?
I don't know.
Do any of your representatives have any of these materials relating to the video in their possession?
I don't know what you mean by representatives. I will take the suspense out of it that the lawyers do not have a copy of any of the tapes.
Okay. Mr. Blazer was present during the production of this video, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And Mr. Blazer prepared a list of topics or points to be covered in the course of making this video, correct?
I would say that's not correct. No.
Can you explain to me?
Explain to you what? He just
I mean,
don't explain, just answer his questions.
Did Mr. Blazer or anyone else hand out a list of points to be covered in the video?
Well, to the extent that Blazer talked to him about any points, I still believe and instruct him not to answer that that's going to be based on the attorney-client privilege. Mr.
Okay.
Blazer is an attorney and he's of counsel in this matter. So I instruct him not to answer that question.
When Mr. Blazer was participating in the making of this video, did you understand that he was doing so in his role as attorney of record in this case?
Yes.
And you asked him to do that for that reason?
Yes.
And he had discussions with you from time to time?
Discussions, yes.
Yeah. And as part of those discussions, did other members of the production crew participate?
Some subjects, yes.
What kind of subjects?
Locating blood drops, where the tags should go, and where various evidence, I guess, items were found.
What was the name of the director?
I believe Larry Schiller,
And the name of the producer?
Tony Hoffman.
The name of the writer or writers?
I don't recall.
Was there any other lawyer involved in assisting you with this video besides Mr. Blazier?
Not representing me, no.
Okay. Was any part of what you said in the two elements of the video not involving Mr. Becker written out in advance?
Pardon me?
Focusing on the two elements of the video not involving Becker, where you talk to the people and talk to the camera and walk around and so forth. Was that material written out for you?
No.
Did you write it out?
Write it out?
Yeah.
No.
Did you make notes about what you wanted to say?
At what point?
At any point.
Of the interview?
No, not, forget the interview. The other parts where you're talking to the camera without Becker.
Yes.
Where are those notes?
I don't know.
You made them out in your own handwriting?
Yes.
On index cards?
No.
On regular paper?
Yes.
You don't know where they are?
No.
Would the production company have them to the best of your knowledge?
No.
Did you destroy them?
I don't know.
What'd you do with them when you were finished with them?
I looked at them and that was it.
Who'd you give them to?
I didn't give them to anyone.
Do you know where they are?
No.
You don't know when this is coming out?
I would assume, I hope in February sometime.
Okay. Have you given any other interviews about the facts and circumstances surrounding Nicole and Ron's deaths other than the one to Becker?
No.
You're doing one on Wednesday for Black Entertainment Television?
No.
You're doing an interview for them?
Yes.
But it won't discuss the subject matter of your criminal case?
No.
Or this case, right?
I don't know.
Have you, are you working on a book?
No.
Have you drafted any pages or manuscript material for a book?
No.
Do you know whether anyone is doing that on your behalf?
No.
Other than the notes that you made in connection with the making of this video, have you sat down and wrote out any of the facts and circumstances
No.
about the deaths of Ron and Nicole?
No.
Okay. You're not aware of any kind of narrative statement by you to that effect, are you, on paper?
No.
Have you tape recorded such a statement?
No.
And videotaped such a statement?
No.
Is Mr. Schiller working on another book with you?
We hope to.
Have you started work in earnest on that book?
No.
What's the subject matter of that book?
My life, this case.
But nothing has been written yet?
No.
Does Mr. Schiller have materials that you gave him for the writing of this book?
No.
Do you know? Okay. Let me ask you some questions about medical injuries in your life. You've had some surgeries, correct?
Yes.
Where have you had surgeries?
My hand, my knees, and minor rectal.
What knees?
And my eye. My eye once too.
Okay, let's start with the knees. What knees did you have surgery on?
Basically the left knee and I believe one on my right knee.
Do you have surgical scars on the left knee?
Yes.
Do you have surgical scars on the right knee?
Not that you can detect.
Okay. What eye did you have surgery on?
You see a hole in one of these eyebrows. I don't recall, yeah.
It's left.
Left eye?
Left eye, yeah.
Okay. Left eyebrow?
No, actually it was the eye.
Eye. And is there any scarring?
No.
And hand surgery?
Yeah,
Which hand?
left hand.
Any scars from that?
Yes.
Do you have any other visible scars on your body?
Yes.
Where?
All over.
Where?
Elbow, ribs, foot, knees, arms, few on my face.
These are from what? Playing football?
Basically, yes.
Okay. Are they permanent scars?
I haven't played football in 15 years, and they're still there, so I would imagine so.
And you have them on both of your arms?
Yeah.
Where?
Wrists, elbows, forearms.
Okay. And also on your legs?
hmm
Where?
Mostly calf area.
Now, did you have these scars, these visible scars, as of June 12, 1994?
I haven't played football since then.
Okay, so all these came from playing football, right?
Yes. Basically, yeah.
Are there any other scars that you know about? You have to answer
No.
honestly. As of June 12, 1994, I want to ask you a series of questions about who were your advisors and close friends and so forth as of that point in time. So I'd like you to focus on June 12, 1994, okay? And did you have a general business attorney?
Yes.
And who was that?
Skip Tap.
Did you have an accountant?
Through his office, yes.
And who was that?
Mary Ann, I can't think of it. No. Marilyn. I can't think of her last name.
Did you have a business manager?
No.
Did you have a secretary?
Yes.
Who was that?
An assistant, I would rather
Assistant?
say. Yeah. Kathy Randa.
And any other assistants or secretaries?
No.
And how long had Randa been working for you?
Roughly 20 years.
20 years?
Yes.
And did Randa have any employees working with her on your matters?
Do you mean as employees or consultants?
Employees.
From time to time.
Nobody you can identify?
No.
Okay. And does Kathy Randa work in an office?
She did.
She
yes.
did at that time?
Yes.
And what office was that?
11661 San Vicente.
Is that your office?
Yes.
Still have that?
No.
And what was the name of that? You had a company that you worked for?
Yes.
OJ Enterprises?
Yes.
Okay. Does Randa still work for you?
Yes.
For OJ Enterprises?
Yes.
And where does she work now?
Out of her home and at my home.
Okay. Did you have any other assistants or secretaries besides Randa?
No.
As of that time, who were your closest other advisors, if you had any? You mentioned
None.
Taft.
Marvin Goodfriend,
And who is he?
tax attorney.
He's a tax attorney?
Mhm.
Okay. Anyone else?
No.
Okay. And who were your closest friends in or around June of 1994?
Al Collins. You want a whole list?
Your closest, did you?
Bobby Chandler, Paula Barbieri. When you say in and around,
June
just
1994.
Nicole Brown, Reggie McKenzie, Louis Marks, Wayne Hughes, Jack Snyder, Bobby Bender. It goes on and on.
Can you identify them for me?
Alan Austin, Bob Hoskins, Al
Weiler?
Weiler, Corey Woolman. I know I forgot someone, but I would say among my best friends, that would be pretty much the group.
Was Cato Kalin among your best friends?
No.
in June of 1994?
No.
One of your close friends?
No.
How would you characterize your relationship with him at that time?
He seemed to be a nice guy.
An acquaintance?
Yes.
Who were your house employees in June of 1994?
Gigi Guerin, I believe.
How do you spell her last name?
Gurin, I believe. I may not be sure on that.
Does she still work for you, Mr. Simpson?
Yes.
Okay. And when did she begin working for you in the house?
Roughly April, late March, April of 94.
And who preceded her? Well, back up. What were her duties? Was she
Housekeeper?
housekeeper?
Yes.
Full-time?
Yes.
Did she live at the house?
During the week, yes.
In the guest house?
No, in the quarters right off the kitchen.
Right off the kitchen?
Yeah.
And what were her nights off?
Weekends,
Saturday and Sunday?
yes.
And she was not home, for example, on Sunday, June 12, 1994, correct?
Yes, or last night for that matter.
Okay,
Yes.
and she was not there on Saturday, June 11, 1994, correct?
Yes.
The last time that Gigi was at your house in this time frame in June was Friday at the end of the day, June 9?
I believe so. I don't recall seeing her Friday, but
Mr. Petrocelli, can you ask the witness, just keep your voice up?
okay. I believe so. Friday, yes.
Do you know how she departed your house on Friday, whether she had her own car or whether somebody in your house drove her?
I know no one in my house drove. I can't answer that because I don't know if Cato drove her, but no, I have no knowledge.
Okay, did she have her own car?
From time to time, yes.
When she was at your house Monday through Friday, did she have a car there?
From time to time, yes.
Her own car?
If her husband didn't have it, which is probably most of the time.
Okay. And who was Gigi's predecessor?
Michelle Abduran, and I can't spell the last name.
Okay, A-B-D-U-R-A-N?
I have absolutely no idea.
And where is Michelle now?
She works in Beverly Hills.
For whom?
I don't know.
You have her phone number?
I'm sure it's around somewhere.
You mean in your phone book
Probably at my home.
at your house?
Yeah.
Do you know the name of the family that she works for?
I've heard it. The guy's very wealthy, I know, but I can't recall his name right now.
Have you spoken to Michelle since you were released from prison in October of this year?
Yes.
Last year, excuse me.
Yes.
You speak to her from time to time?
Yes.
Okay. Has she done any work for you?
She's made me, yes.
I mean, since you...
Well, work, no. But no, she hasn't done any work, I'm sorry.
What has she done for you?
Made me cookies.
Cookies, okay. But she hasn't been in your employ.
No, no.
But she's a friend now.
Yeah, I like her, yes.
How long did she work for you?
On and off over a 10-year, 12-year period.
So starting in the 80s and going to March 1994?
Yes.
Okay. And did you have any other housekeepers in 1993 or 94 other than Michelle and Gigi?
Not that I recall.
Okay. Any other house help?
I think Michelle got some help from time to time.
Okay. No, nobody you would know, right?
No.
Okay. By the way, would you consider Robert Kardashian one of your close friends?
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes, I certainly would.
As of June of 1994?
Yes.
How long had you known Mr. Kardashian as of June of 1994?
Over 20 years.
And did he ever act as your attorney?
Yes.
When?
On some business deals that we had done in the past.
I'm sorry, I'm not able to hear this witness is saying.
They're having trouble hearing you, Mr. Simpson.
Some business deals that we had done in the past.
In the 70s?
70s and possibly 80s.
But aside from those business deals, your relationship with him was principally a friendship one, right?
Principally, yes.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
No.
You ever been convicted of any crime?
I pleaded no contest in a in a spousal abuse case in 1989, so I don't know what that is.
Have you ever pleaded no contest or guilty or been found guilty to any other crimes?
No,
You ever been charged with any crimes other than the spousal abuse and the murder case?
no,
You ever been sued civilly for any acts of physical violence?
no,
You ever been charged with rape?
no,
I don't mean
No.
formally in a complaint
no,
or informally in a claim by a
No.
person or a letter?
no,
Nothing like that in
No.
your whole past?
no,
You ever been accused of battery other than the spousal battery?
no,
Civilly,
no,
criminally,
No.
informally? You ever make a settlement with anyone who charged you with assault, rape, or battery?
no,
As of June of 1994, it's true that you had generally favorable relations with the Los Angeles Police Department?
I don't know what you mean by that. I don't know that he can characterize his relations. But,
You can answer.
no, don't answer that. That question is overbroad, vague, and ambiguous.
Did you think you had a good relationship with the LAPD
his
as of
state of
June,
mi-
June
I'm
1,
sorry.
1994?
His state of mind relative to his relations with the LAPD is irrelevant. I'm going to instruct him not to answer that question.
Okay. Before June 1 of 1994, had you ever been arrested by the LAPD?
no,
Okay. Had they ever come out to your house
yes.
when you were present?
In an official capacity?
No, had they ever come to your, yes, in an official capacity,
Yes,
when you were present at the house?
yes.
On how many occasions?
One, possibly two times.
What was the one time that you remember clearly?
1989,
They came out your house and did not arrest you.
correct.
And the other time was when?
I don't totally remember this time, but it was 84. They tell me Mark Fuhrman came to my house.
And he did not arrest you, correct?
No.
Nor did anyone else, right?
No,
Okay. And are there any other times that you can remember when the police in their official capacity came out to your house?
no,
Okay. Now, were there any times when you were at Nicole's house that the police came out?
once.
When was that?
1993,
Did they arrest you then?
no.
Did members of the LAPD frequent your house from time to time? And
That's pretty vague and
Yeah,
ambiguous,
you
too.
have to be a little more specific because I
did
can't
they ever
answer
come
that.
visit you?
Stop.
In an unofficial capacity, come visit him for a social call. Is that
Correct,
the question?
Mr. Baker. And all of this is before June 12, 1994.
Yes, and even after. They've stopped to talk to me at my driveway and stuff, yes.
Even now, you mean?
Yes,
Okay. And prior to June 12, 1994, would they come to your house from time to time to use your pool,
no.
your tennis courts?
One individual had used my pool, I think when he was still with the LAPD,
Who was that?
Ron Ship,
Okay.
and never alone did he use my pool at that point. But my tennis court, I'm pretty sure he did,
He used your tennis court?
yes.
Any other LAPD members use your tennis court besides
that I know
Mr.
of.
Ship?
Not that I know of.
Did Mr. Ship bring other people with him when he used the pool or the tennis courts?
Tennis court we're talking, not pool. Yes, he had from time to time, he had a foursome that he would play tennis with.
Okay. Did you ever file any charge of harassment against the police at any time before June of 1994?
No,
Okay. You ever attend any LAPD Christmas parties?
not that I recall.
You ever attend any LAPD functions?
Not that I recall.
You don't remember attending annual Christmas parties?
I know I didn't attend it, not annually in the end, but
You know,
I don't recall.
Christmas
I don't
parties.
ever recall doing that. No.
Any kind of parties or functions.
Over my years in LA, I've attended a lot of functions, and I can't really recall any that was specifically LAPD.
You ever autograph footballs for officers?
Oh, yes.
LAPD officers?
Every officer, everybody, yes.
Did you charge them?
I never charge.
And did not charge the LAPD, correct?
Well, I don't know if an LAPD officer drove up and had a football and asked me to sign it, I'm sure I didn't charge him.
And you signed other things for them too besides footballs?
I've signed pictures for everybody, LAPD or whatever they might be.
Okay. Your son Jason was given a LAPD cap from a police officer?
I would have assumed so.
Do you know
I
who gave
saw
it
the
to him?
cap. No, probably Ron Ship. I don't know.
You
I'd
just
be
don't know?
guessing. I don't know.
What reasons would the LAPD come visit you in their unofficial capacity?
Don't answer that question. That calls for speculation on the part of this witness.
Well, what did you understand the purpose of the visits to do?
If they told you the reason they came, you can relate that.
It doesn't
Don't
have to be
speculate.
told.
Don't guess or speculate.
You can answer.
They drive by, they
Yeah.
look, they talk. And sometimes they'd ask for an autograph. Since the trial, on 2 occasions, they came by to tell me I got screwed.
Okay. Now, before the trial, when they would stop by and talk, how would they get to the front door?
They wouldn't. Normally, I don't ever recall them knocking on my front door. I mean, maybe Ship has before, but normally if they see me in my yard, I'd spend a lot of time in my yard, and I didn't keep my gates locked previously.
And they would see you and you would converse and chat and just social talk, right?
Yeah.
Pleasantries, right?
Mhm.
So your dealings with the LAPD were cordial.
Yeah. For the most part, yes.
Okay. Do you know any other? But before June of 1994, did you know any other police officers by name other than Ron Ship?
Yes, years ago, and I can't think of his name now. When I was at USC, there was a guy who worked for LAPD. Nice guy, but I think he stopped working for LAPD back then also. He was in a shootout and stopped working.
And which officers came by and said you got screwed?
I don't know. I don't know the ones that came by and asked for an autograph either.
The ones that came by and said you got screwed, you don't know who they are?
No, they were just outside of my house, and my security was around.
Did they explain to you how you got screwed?
No, they just said. One guy on a motorcycle drove up to me once and said it also.
Did he explain what he meant?
No, he drove off. Said, gave me the thumbs up. Said they tried to screw you. Gave me the thumbs up. And left.
They being whom?
If you had an impression, you
I'm
could-
assuming the prosecution.
Did anybody ever say to you, these officers who drove by and spoke to you since you got out of jail, ever say to you that the LAPD tried to screw you?
No.
Okay. Do you believe you were framed by the LAPD?
You don't answer that question.
Why not?
Because that's argumentative. It's irrelevant and material what his state of mind is.
Do you have any information that you were framed by the LAPD?
He's not going to answer. You're not going to try this case through him. You're going to try
I'm
it through
trying to
evidence.
find out what information
His
he
state
has.
of mind is irrelevant.
I'm not asking for a state of mind. I'm asking
He's
for
not
what
gonna answer-
information he has, Mr.
No,
Baker.
you're not.
Yes,
And
I
you're
am.
not going to answer that question.
Well, give me an objection so we can just have a clean record.
I did give you an objection, and I gave you an instruction. It's irrelevant and immaterial, and it calls
Okay.
for a state of mind, and it's argumentative.
When did you first think you were being framed by the LAPD?
Don't answer that question. We're not going to go through a deposition of his state of mind.
Do you contend that you were framed by the LAPD?
I'll do the contentions, and he is not
Okay.
going to answer that question.
As of June 17, Mr. Simpson, did you have any information that caused you to believe that you were being framed or set up by the LAPD?
No.
Let's talk a little bit about June 17th. June 17th. You were present at the home of Mr. Kardashian on the morning of June 17th?
Yes.
Okay. And you were there in the morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer yes.
Oh, yes.
And who was present with you? Or who was in the house?
Paula Barbieri. At one point, AC Kane.
A.C. Cowlings?
Yes, Al Cowlings. At one point, Shapiro and, of course, Kardashian. I believe Kardashian's girlfriend.
What's her name?
Denise Hallecky. I believe Nicole Pulvers, and then some doctors. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure Dr. Lee was there. Dr. Huizinga, I believe, was there. I believe Mike Batt. I'm saying this only because I've heard these guys talk since then. So I believe that he was there.
Who?
Mike Batten, Dr. Michael Batten. That's all I can recall right now.
Bob Shapiro was of course your lawyer in the criminal
Yeah,
case.
he came there. I know he came.
And Cowlings and Kardashian were your very close friends, right?
Yeah, they have been my friends for years.
And Paula Barbieri was your girlfriend?
Yeah, basically, yes.
And Denise Halicki was Mr. Kardashian's girlfriend, right?
Yes.
Nicole Pulvers was whom?
She was assisting Bob Kardashian.
And these doctors, Lee, Huizenga, and Baden, they were all retained in connection with your criminal case?
Yes.
Was Huizenga a pre-existing doctor of yours?
No. He had only done something for me on one other occasion previous to this.
When was that?
I was on a plane coming back with the Raiders once, and I was having some major eye problems, and he sort of helped me out.
Was that when he was the Raider team physician?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and previous to that day, that week, he had done a physical on me and stuff.
The week of June 13th,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
He did that on June 15th, correct?
I believe so.
Okay. Now, you understood that you were going to be arrested,
Yes.
and the arrangements were that you were going to be taken down to LAPD?
I believe so. I believe they were gonna drive me down my, Superior. I believe that was the arrangement.
Shapiro was going to drive you to the police station?
Yes.
Okay. And what time were you scheduled to go to the police station?
I don't recall.
Were you on any medication
Yes.
at that time?
Yes.
In the morning?
Yes.
What were you on?
I have no idea.
Who gave it to you?
I think Dr. Fairstein.
He was there also?
I don't recall if he was there. I know I think he was the one that prescribed the medication.
What did he prescribe?
I don't know. You'd have to ask him.
Did he give the pills to someone else to administer to you?
I don't know. I know that when I needed them, Kathy or Paula would get them. And early when he was around, he'd give it to me.
Kathy Randa was there also?
I believe she came there that day. I'm not 100% sure.
Before you left?
Yes.
Okay. By the way, are you on any drugs or medication now?
Yes.
What are you taking?
Zolpidem and prescription Motrin.
Motrin?
Yeah.
For what?
Pain.
What kind of pain?
Just arthritic, whatever. General arthritic pains and things.
And what's the other medication?
It's called Zolpidem. It's something that a rheumatologist has had me on for a few years now.
Going back to when?
93 sometime.
Are you taking anything else right now?
No.
And do those medications in any way interfere with your ability to hear, understand, and answer truthfully my questions?
Not that I know of.
Okay. So going back to the morning of the 17th, do you remember what time you were scheduled to depart for LAPD?
No.
What did you do on the morning of the 17th at the house?
I think they were taking pictures of me. I know I did some writing. That's pretty much all I recall.
They took pictures of you, meaning parts of your anatomy?
I believe that was that morning. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe
The
that
doctors
was that.
did?
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that was that morning.
Did you receive any injections?
Not that I recall.
Okay. Did they take any blood?
I don't recall.
What kind of writing did you do?
Just some writing, putting some of my thoughts down, thoughts that I had for friends and things.
Did you write individual letters to
Just
different
basic
people?
letter. Just a basic letter.
One basic letter?
I may have written 2 basic letters.
Okay. The one basic letter, is that the letter that was later on that day read by Bob Kardashian?
I believe so.
Okay. You wrote that
Yes.
in your own handwriting?
Yes.
And you wrote it the morning of the 17th?
Yes.
Did anybody assist you in writing it?
No.
You wrote it all yourself?
Yes.
Anybody dictate anything to you?
No.
Anybody tell you what to say?
No.
Anybody suggest what to say?
No.
Anybody review it after you finished it?
No.
What did you do with it when you finished writing it?
I don't know if immediately when I finished writing it, but I may have given it to Bob. I don't know what I did immediately when I finished writing it. I either gave it to Bob the whole or to HC. I don't recall who.
Did you put it in an envelope?
Yes.
And did you seal the envelope?
Yes.
How did you address the envelope?
I don't know if I addressed it to anyone.
What did
I'm
you,
not sure.
when you handed it to Bob, is that what you said?
Yeah.
What did you
Said Bob or Al. I
Bob
believe.
or Al? What did you say it was?
I just told him to keep this.
What did you tell them to do with it?
Just keep it.
Did you tell them to open it,
No.
to read it?
No.
Did you tell them that that you'll know when it's appropriate to open and read this?
No.
Did you say that?
No.
What was your purpose in giving it to them?
It was just some thoughts I wanted to share with some people.
When did you understand that the thoughts would be shared?
If you had an understanding.
If I had an understanding, I don't know. I was, I was in a, I don't know, my frame of mind. I can only speak to you based on how I feel now about it. And I thought that if I had harmed myself in any way, that they would read it to my friends.
Such as if you killed yourself?
Yes.
You were suicidal that week, right?
Evidently, yes.
And you were on suicide
I don't know
watch?
about that week. But I don't know. You say suicide watch. I wasn't aware that I was suicidal, so I don't know.
When you wrote that letter, though, you had thoughts of suicide, right?
I had thoughts of, I had thoughts of ending what I was feeling, yes.
Certain persons were keeping vigil over you to see that you wouldn't harm yourself. Is that right?
I really wasn't aware of that at the time, no.
Your sister?
I wasn't aware of that so much at the time. I knew that they were with me for support. I knew my sister was at, I only spent one night at Rockingham, and I knew she was there for support with me.
The one night you spent at Rockingham was
Yeah.
the 13th, the Monday night, right?
Yes.
Well, you summoned Paula Barbieri back from Las Vegas to be with you and to keep vigil over you. Is that right?
That's not correct, no.
Did you ask her to come back?
No.
Who did?
I don't know. I think she insisted on coming back.
On her own?
Pretty much so.
How do you know that?
Because she came back.
How do you know she insisted on coming back on her own?
I don't know.
Do you know
I
if
just-
anybody called her and asked her to come back?
I don't know. I know I wanted her there, but at the same time, I didn't want her there because of all the press that was hanging around. So I did. I was glad she came.
Did you ask anybody to call her?
I don't recall doing that. No.
Did you ask Kathy to do that?
I don't recall doing that.
Okay. What was the other basic, well, let me get back to this letter. When you wrote this, this letter, were you alone?
Yes.
And where were you?
I was sitting in my room. I guess it was sitting in the room. I may have-
Bedroom?
I think I'd written it in a few places. I was just taking notes when I was not being bothered.
You wrote it in one sitting?
I don't think so. I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Did you write it all on the morning of the 17th of June?
Yes.
Yeah, you said you had thoughts of ending what you were feeling. What were you feeling?
A lot of pain.
What kind of pain?
Pain.
Pain over what?
My wife had been murdered, and I was being attacked.
By whom?
The media.
They were attacking you?
Yes.
Meaning they were blaming you?
No, they were attacking me during the week, saying things that weren't true.
You felt the media were saying things attacking you that were not true.
I knew they were. I saw it on TV.
What were they saying about you?
Just various things.
Well, can you tell us back then what you were thinking that was being said about you that was untrue?
Just how I was reacting. One guy, I think Jim Avila, did a report that I was in Chicago. When I arrived there, I was loud and boisterous, and as if I was trying to be noticed, which was a flat-out lie. And I'm sure you talked to the people in Chicago when I arrived, and they made that clear that I was anything but loud and boisterous. But things of that nature, I can't recall them all.
Were you feeling you were being attacked in the sense that you believe the press was pointing the finger at you as the person who killed Nicole?
I can't say the press in general, just a few things that I had heard, because I stopped watching it after a while.
But the gist of it was that these few things were pointing the finger at you, right?
My pain was for Nicole more than what they were doing. That was just all a part of it.
The loss of Nicole?
Yes,
You loved her,
very much.
and you loved her on June 12th,
I loved her. Yeah, I didn't want to live with her, but I loved her, yes.
and you loved her so much that you were prepared to kill yourself?
Well, that's argumentative.
That's
Don't
not
answer that.
why.
You loved her so much that you were feeling so much pain that you had thoughts of ending your life?
I just had pain for a lot of reasons, for everything that was going on that week, yes.
Well, besides the loss of Nicole and your feeling of being attacked, was there any other source of your pain?
Just everything that was going on was my source of my pain.
What do you mean by that, everything that was going on?
Everything that was going on?
Can you be more specific?
No.
Do you mean in the sense that people were blaming you?
No, I just mean everything that was going on, and I can't be more specific.
You cannot tell us anything more than that.
No.
What was the other note that you wrote?
It wasn't a note, it was an amendment to my will.
Who did you give that to?
I believe I directed it to be given to Skip Taft.
Did you write it in your own hand?
Yes,
What did you change?
I don't recall.
Did someone tell you to change your will?
No,
Was it your own idea?
yes,
Did you write it on a blank piece of paper?
I believe so.
And who did you give that? How many pages was it?
I don't recall.
Who did you give it to?
I believe whoever I gave the other letter to.
What did you tell that person about the second envelope?
I think I put Skip Taft's name on it.
Was it an envelope?
I believe so, yes.
Did you write any other notes or letters that morning?
Not that I recall.
What about that week prior to the 17th? Did you write any other notes or letters for people?
No,
Were your children there with you?
no,
Were your children with you at all during the week of the 13th?
yes.
What days?
They came on the 14th and left on the 15th.
Came to,
Bob Kardashian's home.
and they stayed over?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you again, Mr. Simpson.
I'm sorry. Bob Kardashian's home.
Now, 14th was a Tuesday, right?
Yes,
Children came to your house on Tuesday and they left on Wednesday. Is that what you're saying?
that's correct.
And they slept over Mr. Kardashian's house?
Yes,
And by your children, are we talking about Sydney and Justin?
yes.
Okay. And who brought them both ways?
Al Cowlings.
And they were at the Brown residence in Dana Point?
That's correct.
Okay. So Mr. Cowlings was with them in Dana Point, brought them to the Kardashian house, and then brought them back to Dana Point on Wednesday.
That's correct.
Okay. Did he bring anyone else with him other than Sydney and Justin?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. The last time you saw your kids before you were arrested was Wednesday?
No.
Saw them at the funeral?
Yes.
I see. That was Thursday, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did you write any notes or letters out to your children that week?
No.
Did you write any checks that day?
No.
Did you give Mr. Cowlings any envelopes with anything in them?
I don't really think so, other than if he was the guy I gave the letter to.
Okay. Did you give Mr. Cowlings a sealed envelope with 6 checks in it?
No.
Do you know whether Mr. Cowlings had a sealed envelope with 6 checks in it
No.
on the 17th of June?
No.
You have no knowledge about that?
No.
After the, you did some basic writing, they took some pictures of you. What else did you do that morning?
Nothing else I can recall.
Did you say goodbye to anybody?
No.
You were anticipating going off to jail, right?
Yes.
And would not know when you would return, right?
Yes.
Now, you did not wait for the police, but left, right?
Correct.
And you left with whom?
Al Collins.
What time did you leave?
I have no idea.
When you left with Mr. Cowlings, you left the Kardashian residence in Mr. Cowlings' Bronco, correct?
Correct.
Parked in the driveway, right?
Correct.
And did you tell anyone that you were going?
No.
Did they, to your knowledge, did they know that you were going?
Well,
No.
That calls for respect.
Not to my knowledge, no.
Why didn't you tell them you were going?
I didn't think about them.
You knew the police were coming, though, right?
Yes.
And you knew that if you left, you would not be there when they arrived, right?
I didn't know they were coming. I knew that I was supposed to be going down there.
Supposed to be going to the police station.
Yes.
And you knew by leaving the residence and you wouldn't be going to the police station then, right?
Well, I don't know.
You can answer.
That's argumentative, but go ahead.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Can you please repeat it?
Question, and you knew by leaving the residence you wouldn't be going to the police station then, right?
Correct.
In other words, you didn't ask Mr. Cowlings to take you to the police station, right?
Correct.
Whose idea was it to leave?
Mine.
And why did you leave?
Because I wanted to go to Nicole's grave.
Did you ask your lawyers if you could go there first?
No.
Your representatives?
No.
Did you ask them to ask the police if you could go there first?
No.
You just took it on yourself to leave?
Yes.
Why did you do that?
Because I wanted to go to her grave.
And did you go to her grave?
Yes. Well, we never made it there because there was a police car blocking the entrance.
They wouldn't let you in?
Well, AC saw him and avoided going in.
Do you know what time you left the house?
No.
Do you know, when you left the Kardashian house, and you got in the truck, where were you sitting?
In the passenger seat.
Visible to anybody who would look in?
Yes.
And did you remain in the passenger seat all the way down to the gravesite?
Yes.
Did you make any phone calls from the car?
I believe so.
Who did you call?
I don't remember totally, but I knew I called Nicole's house. And then I know I called some other people, but I don't recall who.
When you say Nicole's house, do you mean the condo? The place on Bundy?
Yes.
Who'd you speak to there?
Lou Brown.
He was staying there?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
He was there, yeah.
What did you tell Mr. Brown?
I don't recall.
Did you call anybody else?
I know I did, but I don't recall who.
Did you call Mr. Taft?
I may have, yes.
Why'd you call Mr. Taft?
I don't recall.
Did you drive directly to the gravesite?
yes.
And how long did it take to get there?
I don't know.
Did you make any stops?
Well, there was, I think there was, and I just heard this from AC, that there was a dump truck that had turned over, so we sat on the freeway for quite a while.
Which freeway?
I believe it was the 405.
For how long did you sit there?
I don't know.
Half hour?
I can't say. I really don't know.
And the whole time you were in the passenger seat?
Yes.
Okay. And when you got to the, did you get to the entrance of the cemetery?
Where we can see the entrance, yes.
What's the name of the cemetery?
I don't know.
How close did you get to the entrance?
I don't know, a couple hundred yards maybe.
And why did you not go through?
Because there was a police car blocking it.
Did you approach the officer and ask if you could go through?
No.
Were you listening to the radio at all?
No.
Did you believe at that time that you were a fugitive?
I didn't give it a thought.
Did Mr. Cowlings tell you that?
No.
Did you believe that the police were looking for you?
I really didn't give it a thought, but
You've answered the question.
no, I really didn't give it a thought.
Did you believe that if you went up to the officer and asked to be let through, that he would have prevented you from doing so?
He's asking for your state of mind on the 17th of June, 1994. If you thought the officer would have prevented you from going into the cemetery.
Probably.
And why did you have that belief?
I don't know. I think AC believed that, and I'm pretty sure I believe that too.
When you asked Mr. Cowlings to take you to the cemetery, what did he say?
Come on.
Did he try to talk you out of it?
Not at all.
He understood that you were supposed to go to the police station to be turned in, right?
Well,
You'd have to ask him that.
Did you believe he understood that?
I believe that he probably knew that, yes.
Did you and he discuss what you would do after you left the cemetery?
No.
Did you have a plan at that time?
No.
Did you know what you were going to do after you left the cemetery?
No.
Did you bring anything with you?
Yes.
What did you bring?
That I was aware of, 3 pictures of my family and a gun.
What was the second thing?
A gun.
Did you plan to commit suicide at the cemetery?
I didn't know what I was going to do.
Did you plan to commit suicide after the cemetery?
I never thought of it to that extent.
Did you have in your mind when you would end your life?
No. No.
Was the purpose of the gun to use to end your life if you saw fit to do so?
I'm sure that was part of it, yes.
Where did you get the gun?
From actually from my car,
Which car?
my Bentley.
The Bentley was at Rockingham, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have to answer.
Yes,
And how did the Bentley get from Rockingham to Mr. Kardashian's home?
it did.
You stopped off at Rockingham and picked up the gun?
No.
Well, explain to me how you got the gun.
I was curious when I got home from the police station because I told the police that the gun was in my Bronco, and at that point no one had told me how Nicole was murdered. And I was curious if the gun was still in my car, and at one point, I don't know who, I asked somebody to go look in my back seat and get a little case, and they got it, and it was the gun.
When you said that you told the police the gun was in your Bronco, you're referring to the statement
The
you gave to
Bentley.
detective. I'm sorry. When you told the police, your prior answer was that you told the police that the gun was in your Bronco.
Well, I meant Bentley,
You meant Bentley?
yes.
When you said when you said that that you told the police that the gun was in your Bentley, are you referring to the statement that you gave to detectives Van Adder and Lang?
Yes.
And when you left the police department, you went back to Rockingham and you had someone go into the Bentley to see if the gun was still there.
Eventually, not quite the way you said it, but eventually.
that day?
Yeah, later that day,
And
yes.
who went into the Bentley for you?
I don't recall.
Who'd you ask to get the gun?
I don't recall.
Did the person bring it to you?
Not the gun, they brought the case that it was in to me.
A gun case?
No,
What case are you referring
just
to?
a little case it used to be carried in.
Leather bag? What was it?
It was like a little violin case,
A violin case?
like a miniature violin case.
A hard case?
Yes,
And what did that case have in it?
a gun,
What else?
that's it.
Bullets
I'm sure bullets, yes.
in the gun?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Do you need to go?
when,
I think you can only get out.
yeah, you just
wanna
go
take-
out that way just to make it easier.
To the left?
Yeah. Yeah, just keep going left, okay?
Well, is this a good time? Let's take this break. We've
Okay.
been going for an hour,
Okay,
20,
that's fine.
15 minutes.
I want to go back to where we were, Mr. Simpson, concerning the retrieval of the gun. Do you remember what time you got back to Rockingham from the police station on the 13th of June?
From my office, they wouldn't let us go directly back to Rockingham. If I had to guess, it's a guess, roughly 6 o'clock maybe.
You went from the police station to your office in Brentwood?
Yes.
And then you went to Rockingham.
They told us it was all right to come to
Come back.
Rockingham.
Can you guys hear down there? Yeah.
I went
Just need to keep your voice up.
from the police station to Rockingham, and then I believe it was Lang said it was all right, or Van Adder one, when I called my home to come home.
Okay.
But you just said you went from the police station to Rockingham. You
No, I'm
meant
sorry,
to your
to my
office.
office in Brentwood, and then to Rockingham.
And when you, who drove you from police station to the office?
Either Bob Skip, Bob Kardashian, or Weissman.
And from the office to Rockingham, who drove you?
I don't know, probably Bob or Skip. I don't really recall.
Bob being Bob Kardashian.
Kardashian,
And
yes.
Skip being Skip Taft.
Yes.
And when you got to Rockingham, you then asked someone to go look into the Bentley for the gun because, why?
May have been a little later. I didn't
Later
do that
that evening?
immediately. Yeah, because I was curious
What were you curious about?
if they took the gun out of my car.
They being whom?
The police officers.
Why did you want to know that?
It was just curious. Some people were murdered, and I had a gun in my car.
Now, was it your suggestion to get the gun?
I asked someone to go look and see, to bring me, if there was a case in the back of my car, would they bring it to me?
In the trunk?
No, in the back seat, behind the front seat.
Is that where you kept it?
Yes.
And who retrieved it for you?
I don't recall who.
No idea?
No.
What was in the trunk of that Bentley?
And you're
If I
talking
think-
again on the 13th?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you exactly, but I know some clubs and some balls were in there, and some other paraphernalia.
On the evening of June 12, and on to the day of June 13, you knew that there were some clubs and some balls and other paraphernalia in the trunk of the Bentley. Is that right?
I would assume they were still there on the 13th. Yes.
Okay. You last left the trunk, clubs and balls and other paraphernalia in the trunk?
Well, last time I looked in my trunk, some balls were left in and some I took out. And there was a bunch of junk back there, but a lot of clubs, yes.
Lots of clubs,
Yes,
golf clubs.
yes.
What was the last time you looked in the Bentley before June 13?
And you're
That
referring to the
Sunday
trunk.
night,
Trunk of the Bentley.
Sunday night, the night, previous night.
What time?
10, a little after 10, a little before, in that area.
PM?
PM, yeah.
Okay, let's go back now. When, at the point in time on the evening of the 13th that you had someone go into the Bentley to get the gun, did you not know how Nicole had been killed?
Yes,
You did not know,
I
right?
did not know.
Did you believe that she had been killed by a gun?
I didn't know.
Did you believe that that was even a possibility?
Obviously, yes.
Did you have any information that she had been killed through the use of a knife?
Not at all.
Did you ask anyone how she was killed?
I asked the police on many occasions what happened, and they continued to tell me that they didn't know and they were still investigating.
Did you see press reports and television programs during the day about this?
Once I got
Day
home,
of the 13th?
Yes, before you went and asked that the gun be retrieved.
I knew that when I got home, we put on all 3 TVs. Just about every TV in the house was on, and you know, the press didn't seem to know much more than anyone else at that time.
There were no reports that she had been killed, perhaps by a knife?
None that I had seen, no.
So you had no information whatsoever how she had been killed, is that right?
That's correct.
Did... Were you told that she had been murdered?
Yes. Basically, yes.
And that's all you knew,
Yes.
as of the evening of June 13th, correct?
Yes.
Did you ask anyone else besides the police how she had been killed? Bob Kardashian, Skip Taft, anyone else?
I may have, during the course of the day, as I came in contact with people, I think everybody was trying to ask everybody what happened, what did they know.
And nobody had any knowledge about how she was killed as of that point in time?
No,
Okay. Correct?
as far as I recall, no.
What did you do with the gun case when you got it? Did you open it up?
Yes.
And what'd you do?
I opened it up in my office. I believe I put it in my bag.
Your office at the home?
Yes.
And who was with you?
I don't recall.
What bag did you
I
put it
think no one was with me. When they gave me the case, I went in my office and I put it in my bag.
in? They being whom?
Whoever brought it in there.
Okay. What bag?
My black bag that it was eventually found in.
Can you describe that bag?
Yes, black bag with zippers, and you guys have it. Or the police department have it. I thought they turned it over to you guys.
Okay, so was the gun loaded in the case?
Yes,
You took the gun, closed the case, and then you put the case into the black bag.
I believe so.
And was there anything else in the black bag at that time?
Yes,
What was in it?
everything I had taken to Chicago.
What did that include? Well, let me, withdrawn. Tell me, as best as you can recall now, what was in that bag on the 13th in your office when you put the gun in it?
My overnight kit. A book.
What book?
I believe it was Inca Gold. Inca Gold, I believe it was. Some travel stuff.
What do you mean by that?
You know, travel folder. You know, that type of stuff.
You mean tickets and stuff?
Yeah, tickets, travel, you know, schedule.
What else?
What you guys now refer to as a disguise.
When you say you guys, what do you mean by that?
Well, I've seen some people in this room refer to it on the news and the press and the prosecution.
Okay. So what do you refer to it as?
There's a beard and a goatee.
Okay, so you had a beard and a goatee in that bag.
Yeah, I never really opened the package to see what, but it was like a Van Dyke thing, I believe. I never really looked at it, so I don't know.
It was in a sealed package?
Yes.
Had never been opened?
I had never opened it, no.
As of the evening of the 13th, when it was in your bag, it had not been opened, correct?
I had never opened it, no.
Was it opened? Or you can't tell if it had been
I
opened?
don't know what Van Adder did, because he took my bag, and from what I told,
That was later.
I don't know. No, I'm only based on his testimony.
I'm a little confused. Van Adder didn't have your bag as of the evening of the 13th, did he?
Well, he perjured himself on the stand and testified that I told him he can look in my bag, which I didn't, but I would have if he would have asked. And he testified that he did look in my bag that Monday.
When you were interviewed?
Yes.
At the police station?
When I left the police station, he kept my bag was in the trunk of his car, and we were asking about picking it up, and he didn't want to go into the downstairs to get it, and asked if it would be all right if he gave it to me when he got back to my house. And so I was there with 3 lawyers, and we said, sure.
Well, I'll get back to that, but let me see if I understand the contents of the bag on the evening of the 13th. You mentioned the book, the overnight kit, the travel materials, and the beard and goatee.
Yeah, and who knows what else. I mean,
Can you remember anything else?
Change, credit cards, passports, whatever. What I keep in the bag all the time. It's all in there that Monday.
Your passport was in the bag?
Yes.
You said passports. You have more
Well,
than one?
No. Sometimes I have my kids.
Your passport was in the this black bag you're describing.
Yes.
And when did you put the passport in that black bag?
It's always in the black bag.
Always.
Always.
And when did you put the beard and goatee in the bag?
Whenever I got it.
And when did you get it?
I don't know. A few weeks before then.
Where did you get it?
Someone ordered it for me, and then it came to my office, and then I got it.
Who ordered it for you?
I asked a guy to get it for me, and I think he arranged it through Kathy.
Who did you ask?
Whoever the makeup guy was on the, actually I asked a girl who had a bunch of them on the shoot that I was doing for Playboy. She had a bunch of mustaches and beards, and while they were doing my makeup, I said, I could use one of them, and I explained why. And she said she'd get one, and while I was working, she evidently had left, and then I had mentioned it to the other makeup person, and he said he can get it, and he and Kathy spoke, and he got it.
That day?
I don't know.
This was the exercise video?
Yes.
And this was done at your residence, correct?
Mostly no. Mostly at a studio.
And when you had the conversation with the makeup artist, was it at the studio?
Yes.
And what was that person's name?
I don't know.
When you had a conversation with the second makeup artist, what was that person's name?
I don't know.
When did you receive the beard and goatee?
I believe a few days after that.
At your home in Rockingham?
No, at my office, I believe it was.
In Brentwood?
Yes.
And who gave it to you?
I think it was just sitting on my desk. When I go to my desk in Brentwood, things are there, and Kathy laid things out for me, I believe, and then I took it from the office one day.
Did you pay for it?
I'm sure Kathy paid for it, yes.
Do you know how much it cost?
No.
Did you ever see a receipt for it?
No.
Okay. What was the reason that you explained to the makeup artist why you wanted a beard and goatee?
Because I was going to Knott's Berry Farm. My kids had asked me to go to take them to Knott's Berry Farm, and I get harassed. And I can't say harassed, but people are after me all the time when I'm in those places. So consequently, I thought when I saw it there, it seemed like a good idea.
Have you ever used a disguise before in public places?
Sorta.
What do you mean by that?
I've used where I've had fake casts, so I wouldn't have to sign autographs, sunglasses and hats and stuff in the past.
You ever used a fake beard and goatee?
I've used it before, but not really for public, not really out in the public.
Not to disguise yourself for members of the public?
No, just if I'm doing a shoot sometime and they have them, I'll come home and I'll wear it home and tease my kids.
Had you ever taken your kids to Knott's Berry Farm before?
Yes.
Before June 1994?
Yes.
And to Disneyland?
Yes.
And other public places?
Yes.
And did you ever wear a disguise to conceal your identity on
Yeah,
those
as I told you,
occasions?
sunglasses, fake casts on my hands, hats, yes.
Well, the fake cast on your hand wouldn't conceal your identity as O.J. Simpson, correct?
Well, it keeps me from signing autographs. It's all for the same purpose.
What I'm trying to find out is whether you had ever worn a disguise with your children in public places for the purpose of preventing people from recognizing you.
Well, yeah, as I said, when I wear sunglasses and hats that I wouldn't normally wear, I've done that many times.
And was that successful?
For the most part, yeah.
Besides hats and sunglasses, had you ever worn any other disguises in public for the purpose of concealing your identity?
Halloween, other than that, no.
Other than Halloween?
No.
Okay. Now, how did the beard and goatee get into your black bag from its location on your desk in Brentwood?
I put it in there.
That day?
I would imagine so, yeah.
Now, from the time you...
Not the day that whenever day it was in my, whenever day I got it, I put it in my
That's
black
what I
bag.
meant.
Yes.
Now, from that day on, had you ever used it?
I don't believe it's ever been used.
So you never used it, right?
No.
And you never even opened it yourself, right?
No.
You looked at it, put it in the bag, and left it there, right?
Yeah.
When did you said your passport was always in your bag, right?
Mm-hmm. My travel bag, yes.
This is the black leather bag we're talking about.
Yes.
Let me show you some photographs from the trial. These are trial exhibits. What they are, I correct myself, they are photographs of trial exhibits. Okay?
Wait, I'm sorry, quick.
Yes,
Step up.
I don't have duplicates of these, so everybody's free to look at them.
Okay, question?
The question, Mr. Simpson, is whether this black bag that we've been talking about, this black leather bag where you had the beard and goatee and the passport and credit cards and other items, is identified in these
Yeah,
exhibits.
this appears to be the bag, yes.
Could you point to it?
Yeah, it looks like that could be the bag.
So for the record, you're pointing to what was marked in the trial as Exhibit 1064. Is that right?
And what?
Are there other exhibit numbers there, Mr. Baker?
No, it's just 1064.
Two
Okay.
different bags, though.
Oh, there are two different bags
Well, there's
in
this
1064?
carry-on bag
Yeah.
in
Let's-
1064 as well. It's fold-over bag, garment bag, I think it's commonly called.
How
That
many
has his
different
initials
bags are
on it.
depicted in Exhibit 1064?
It appears to be two.
Two. And the one in the bottom, the two on the right page in the bottom are a different bag, right?
Yes.
That what
That
bag
we're
is that?
talking about. Yeah, that's a kind of a suit carry bag.
Okay, and the other photographs, 1, 2, 3, 4, are the black garment bag?
Yeah, sort of. No.
The black leather bag?
Yeah, black grip. Grip.
What do you
use it as
call
a
this
briefcase.
bag?
A grip, a briefcase. I use it as basically a briefcase, but I don't carry a briefcase anymore, and it's a grip. It's a grip.
Okay, and this is Exhibit 1064, the grip or the
Two-thirds of it.
briefcase? Two-thirds of it is the black bag that you had with you on the evening of June 13th, right?
Yes.
When you went to the police station, did you bring that black bag with you?
Yes.
And that black bag went to Chicago with you?
Yes.
Okay. And the first time that black bag left your possession when you came back from Chicago is when?
When I believe it was Van Adder put it in the trunk of his car
Where?
at Rockingham.
Before you went to the police station?
Yes.
Okay, then when you got to the police station, did you have it there?
No, it stayed in his car.
Okay, and at some point later in the day, Van Adder returned it to you?
Yes.
Okay. And that was when you got back from the office, right?
Yes.
And did you look in the bag when he returned it to you?
Yes.
Did you notice anything missing?
No.
Okay. Did you notice anything added to it? Anything new?
Yeah, I don't look that closely, but I would say no.
Okay. Why did you put the gun in the bag?
Because someone had, well, at the time, it's because just brought it in the house, and my house was loaded with people, and I was in my office, and I just stuck it in the bag
Okay.
at that time. Yes.
Were you the registered owner of that gun?
I thought I was, yes.
Were you?
It turns out since I've only read that it was registered to someone else.
Who?
I don't know.
How did you cause to get a gun registered in the name of another person?
Well, wait a minute, that's argumentative. Don't answer that question. That assumes that he caused that to happen.
Did you purchase that gun?
No.
How did you come to possess the gun?
It was given to me as a gift.
Who gave it to you as a gift?
I believe it was Mike Ornstein.
Mike?
Ornstein.
When did he give it to you?
One Christmas, I believe.
Years before?
Possibly.
And when you received the gun, did you do anything to try to get it registered in your name?
I was told it was registered. It was already taken care of.
By whom?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Okay, so as of June of
You
1990,
mean who took care of the registration or who told him that it was registered?
who took care of the registration? Do you know who did?
I assume Mike Ornstein had.
You don't know, though.
No.
And who told you that it was taken care of?
Mike Ornstein.
Had you ever used that gun?
No.
Did you keep it loaded
Yes.
at all times?
From the time he gave it to me, no.
When did you load it for the last time?
Roughly a month previous to the deaths.
And why?
Because I had an incident on the freeway, and then I started keeping a gun in my car.
Before the incident on the freeway, you did not have the gun in your car?
Correct.
Where was it?
Probably in my closet.
This is an incident around the 7th of May en route to Dana Point,
That's correct.
or Monarch Bay, I should say?
That's correct.
Okay. Did you own any other guns in June of '94?
Yes.
How many?
I don't know.
Lots?
I would think so.
Where were they?
Mostly in my closet.
More than 5?
I don't think so.
Were any of them loaded in June of '94 besides this one gun?
I don't believe so. One might have been, but it had a lock on it.
Can you identify the guns that you owned in June of '94?
No, I can't.
Do you know the names of them?
One I know is I think it was an M16, and I think that was a 357, and I think there was another 357.
3 guns?
I may have had some more, but I don't know.
Did you, in beginning around, I think you said a month before the deaths, you put the 357 in the underneath the seat of the Bentley, is that right?
Yes.
And did you put any gun in the Bronco?
No.
You typically drove the Bronco, right?
I drove both cars.
You drove the Bronco more.
You know, depends. It just depends. At night, I would drive the Bentley, and if it just depends. I really can't tell you which one I drove more.
You
I
can't?
No,
The Bronco was your favorite car, wasn't it?
not necessarily. No.
You drove them both around the same, correct? Is that what you're now saying?
Is that what he's now saying, as contrasted to what he said before? That's argumentative. Instruct him not to answer.
Is that your testimony, that you drove both the Bentley and the Bronco roughly the same?
Yeah, I would think actually, yeah, roughly the same
Okay.
amount of time. Yeah.
Did you, in June of 1994, let's make it more specific, as of June 12 of 1994, in addition to any guns that you've mentioned, did you own any other weapons?
No.
Did you own any knives other than kitchen knives?
Yes.
How many?
I had no idea.
Where'd you get those knives?
I worked for a company that made knives.
What's the name of that company?
Forschner.
I'm sorry?
Forschner.
Forschner. You're on the board of directors?
Yes.
You were.
Yes.
Are you still?
No.
And what kind of knives does Forschner make?
I was involved with the Swiss Army knife, basically.
What do you mean you were involved with it?
Well, that's what I spent most of my time trying to promote. and
What
work
is a
with.
Swiss Army knife?
A utility knife, I believe.
How big is it?
It depends.
There are different sizes?
Yes.
What do they range from?
A pocket knife to a multi-purpose larger knife.
How long?
I don't know.
What's the longest Swiss Army knife that you've seen?
You talking about hilt end blade or
Excuse me?
the whole thing? Hilt end blade or blade? What are you talking about?
Blade.
I'm guessing now. I'd say the big knife is about 2.5, 3 inches
Have
maybe.
you ever seen one where the blade was 6 inches?
No.
Okay. Are the only knives that you owned outside of kitchen knives these Swiss Army knives made by Forschner?
I may have had a few other knives, I'm not sure.
You may have?
Yes.
Do you remember having any?
I remember one, but I remember having others too.
Well, how many did you have outside of the Swiss Army knives as of June 12?
I have no idea.
More than 10?
I doubt that.
More than 5?
I don't know.
Could it be more than 5?
Well, don't guess.
I
or
don't know.
speculate.
I don't know.
Where were these knives?
I have no idea.
What was their purpose in your having? What was your purpose in having them?
We went camping a lot, and from time to time you buy a knife. So I hadn't seen them, and then I bought a knife a few weeks before, a month or so before.
Who went camping a lot?
Nicole and I and the kids over the years, my other kids, Nicole and I.
And you use these knives for camping, the ones you're now referring to?
Nicole would buy them, and I guess.
Let me be clear on this, Mr. Simpson. I'm asking what knives were in your house on the evening as of June 12, 1994, outside of knives used for eating?
I have absolutely no idea.
You've described some Swiss Army knives, correct?
Yes.
Where were those kept?
Wherever, downstairs in drawers. I give them out as gifts, so they're all over the place.
Were they in boxes?
Most of them, yes.
Each individual Swiss Army knife is in a box, correct?
Yes,
Okay, and they were downstairs in various places?
yes.
Any in your bedroom?
I'm sure.
You get them for free?
Yes.
Okay. Did the Forstner Company ever give you any training on the use of these knives?
No.
Okay. Now, in addition to the Swiss Army knives, you said that you own some other knives, a number of which you cannot recall, right?
I said I assumed I did. Over the years, I know with my older kids, my younger kids, we've camped over the years, and you buy things, and yes.
Now, where did you keep the knives used for camping?
Normally outside with all whatever camping stuff we have, but I was never in charge of any of that, so I don't know.
In the garage?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you have any other knives in the residence outside of the garage?
I have one in particular that I do know of.
Describe that knife.
It was sort of a jackknife, but it didn't have a spring.
What do you mean by jackknife?
You know, when you used to push it and the knife jumps out.
So when you pushed it, you have to pull it out, you mean? Didn't spring
Yeah.
out?
Well, I think you can even shake it out.
I see. Now, how long is that knife?
I don't
The
know.
blade.
I don't know.
Where was that knife on the evening of June 12th?
In my, as far as I know, in my home,
Where in your home?
in my bedroom.
Was that a stiletto?
I don't know I don't know.
Where in your bedroom?
On a shelf.
What shelf?
Shelf in my vanity.
Can you describe exactly where in the vanity?
Well, my vanity is one of these vanities or the mirrors. You can look three ways. And it was on a shelf there.
And who put it there?
I did,
When did you put it there?
whenever I bought it.
From the time you bought it, when you put it there, did you ever use it?
No.
Did you ever see it?
Not consciously, no.
Was it visible if you were standing in front of the vanity?
No.
Okay. Where'd you buy that knife?
Someplace downtown.
Was that Ross Cutlery?
Could very well be,
Was
yes.
that during the shooting of Frogman?
Yes.
Why did you buy it?
Because I liked it.
You went in and browsed around?
Actually, we were there about a half a day, and my seat where they put us was virtually in the store. And various people took me in the store to tell me things that they wanted because they handled Swiss Army watches and knives. And during the course of hanging around all day, I bought it.
What about the knife did you like?
The way it looked.
Was that the first time you bought a knife for aesthetic purposes?
I think most things that I buy are for aesthetic
Was
purposes.
that the first time you bought a knife for aesthetic purposes?
I can't say that. I know in my life I bought knives before, and I'm sure it was because aesthetically I liked it, because I'm not really a woodsman.
So you have bought knives before just for souvenirs or to collect them, right?
Well, as a kid, you buy knives or you...
And as an
I
adult?
I'm sure I have as an adult.
And whatever knives you collected over the years were, if you still have them, they were in your residence, is that right?
If I still have them, I don't know where they are because I haven't seen them.
You haven't seen them since your release from jail?
I haven't seen them in years.
Okay. When was the last time you remember purchasing a knife before the May of 1994 when you purchased this knife from Ross Cutlery?
Probably the summer of 92, summer of 91 or 92, I would think.
What knife did you purchase
I
then?
don't know, it was like a gym, I don't know if it was a boy, it was a hunting knife sort of thing.
What did you do with it?
I don't know.
Did you ever use it?
No.
Where did you keep it?
With all my camping stuff.
Where is that?
I don't know.
You don't know where your camping stuff is?
No.
In the garage?
I don't know. Nicole was the camper in the family, so, and I think she may have taken it to camp. She does more camping than I do, so.
You ever use the knife you bought from Ross Cutlery?
No.
And where is that knife now?
I believe in the custody of you guys.
The police took it?
No.
Who took it?
A judge.
Delbert Wong
I have no idea.
was taken from where?
I wasn't with him. I was in jail.
How do you know he took it?
I was told he did.
Who told you that?
Right, you don't have to get into that. That's
Is that the... I'm
that's
sorry.
protected by the attorney-client privilege.
Is that the knife in the sealed envelope?
I don't know. I haven't seen the sealed envelope.
Okay. So it's your testimony that from the moment you bought that knife, you took it home that day, put it in that vanity, and never touched it again. Is that right?
That's correct.
Did the week before you were back in Connecticut, right?
Yes.
You
The week
attended.
before June 12th, is that what we're talking about?
Yes, Mr. Baker. You attended a board meeting at Forstner, right?
Yes.
And you were driven from Connecticut to Long Island, correct?
Correct.
By a limo driver, right?
Correct.
And you brought back with you from the board meeting a box of knives, right?
No, it's not correct.
Did you bring back with you any knives?
I believe so, yes.
What did you bring back?
I think I may have brought I bought a bunch of little knives that were like team knives because I dispensed them to, well, one friend, and I bought maybe two. I can't think of the name of this knife. It's a kind of it's our top of the line thing with everything involved, and I brought back a lot of boxes of watches. A lot of boxes of watches.
How many boxes?
I would say 13, 14, 15.
And were the knives in the boxes all in one big box?
A bag, yes.
A bag?
Yes.
Okay. And did you pay for any of these items?
No.
They were given to you as promotional items for you to distribute?
Yes.
Did now I want to go back to the knives. You said that there were some team knives, T-E-A-M?
Yes.
What are they?
Some of the people I was visiting when I left there are Giant fans, and they would have like the name the Giants on them. And I'd give them a knife.
I see.
And they're for keychains.
Did these knives have the team names imprinted on them?
Yes.
And you had one for a number of different teams?
No, because I only had 2 or 3 of them. So
These were
the
football
Giants I
teams?
know. Giants I know because the person I was going to was a Giant fan, and I gave him one.
Who was that?
Bobby Bender.
In New York, right?
Yes.
He's a good friend of yours, right?
Yes.
And you saw him when you came back from the board meeting, right?
Yes, and I gave some watches out there also.
And besides these 2 or 3 team knives, did you have any other knives?
I
with
may
you?
have taken, I'm not sure, but I may have taken one, I'm so sorry, I can't think of the name of our top of the line knife.
A utility knife?
Yeah, I can't think of the name. There's a name for it, and I apologize. I can't think of the name of it. I may have taken one of them, but basically, I'm interested in the watches, and the watches are what I give out. I had enough of the knives in the previous.
You have to keep your voice up. I'm sorry. You're
Basically, it was watches. It
trailing
was
off.
watches that I think they took a list. I'm pretty sure they took a list of an inventory of what I took.
You came out with 2 large white shopping bags from the Forstner warehouse, right?
First, they wouldn't have been shopping bags, but I know there was at least one large bag.
And you brought the bag or bags into
Yeah.
the back seat with you, right?
That's correct.
Okay. You remember the name of the driver?
No,
Is the name John Upson ring a bell?
no.
Okay. Now, did you offer to give a knife or a watch to the driver?
I believe I did.
You believe you offered?
I believe I gave him.
And what did you give him?
I don't recall. Probably that big, whatever you call it, utility knife thing. Probably, but I could have given him a watch, but I doubt that.
Did you show the knives to Mr. Upson, the driver?
No.
Now, did you have with you one knife that was 12 to 16 inches long?
No.
Are you positive?
Yes.
Did you take that knife out and show it to him and make a stabbing motion?
Wait, don't answer that question.
Why not?
Because there's no foundation for it. He just said he didn't have that knife. Now you've said, did you take that knife, assuming the one that's 12 to 16 inches long, show it to him and make a stabbing motion?
Well, it might
We're not
refresh
gonna-
his recollection.
Yeah, right. No way he's going to answer that.
Do you recall whether or not you took a knife 12 to 16 inches long and made a stabbing motion with it to the limo driver?
I know I didn't.
You remember you didn't?
Yes.
He said he
Okay.
knows he didn't. How can you remember an
Yeah.
act that you did not do?
What was the longest blade of the knives that you had with you and showed to the limo driver?
If I took one of our utility things, I would say whatever that blade is, 2 inch maybe, 2.5, maybe 1.5 inches. I really don't know.
Okay.
But you can get one and look at it.
When showing the limo driver the knives, did you say, you can even kill somebody with this?
I never showed the limo driver the knives. I believe I may have given him one, but I didn't show him anything that I had in the bag.
You did not even show him the knives you remember having?
I did not. I think I just gave him a gift.
Okay. Did you say you can even kill somebody with this,
No.
alluding to knives?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Okay. Did you make four or five phone calls during that trip?
I believe so.
Okay. To your friends?
Yes.
Did you say you'd be a little late for golf?
Yes.
Okay. You made some phone calls to your office?
Possibly.
You looked at some papers?
Possibly.
Fell asleep for about a half an hour?
Probably.
You decided to change into golf clothes?
I'm pretty sure I did.
In the car?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure I would have tried if I had my clothes in the car, yes.
With respect to any of these hunting knives or camping knives that you purchased over the years, did any of them have a blade 6 inches or longer?
I really don't know.
You have no recollection at all?
No, I don't.
Do you ever remember having in your house a hunting knife with a blade 6 inches or longer?
No.
You ever remember using such a knife?
No, I know fishing with the kids, hunting, that we seem to have always had a knife of some sort, but I don't recall when.
When you
What.
have gone fishing
You
or
gotta
hunting?
wait till he finishes.
I
please.
apologize,
Go
Mr.
ahead,
Baker.
OJ. Were you finished?
Yes.
When you have gone hunting or fishing,
Mm-hmm.
do you recall using a knife with a blade 6 inches or longer?
No, I don't recall.
You don't remember one way or the other?
One way or the other.
Okay. Can you account for all of the hunting and camping knives that you purchased
No,
over the years?
of course not.
You can't account for them,
Wait,
right?
don't answer that.
I've been hunting for 10 years.
What kind of game do you hunt?
The one time I went hunting for birds once, and that was, I would say, in the early 70s. And I went hunting in the 60s for deer.
Did you go hunting in the 80s
No,
and in the 90s?
no.
Did you go fishing in the 90s?
I believe so.
And did you use a knife?
I believe so.
Did it have a blade 6 inches or longer?
I don't know.
Where is the knife you used?
I have no idea. Or the fishing poles or any of it.
I'm sorry to hear the end.
Or the
So all
fishing,
the fishing
poles?
poles or any
Or
of it.
any of it? Okay. Let's go back to the black bag that we looked at, which was marked as the Exhibit 1064 in the criminal case. When you put the gun into the bag, What did you do with the bag that evening?
Probably put it in my bedroom
Did you put anything else into it?
that night. No.
Yes. Now you left, you slept at your house that night, right?
Yes.
You went to the Kardashian house the next morning
Yes.
and took the black bag with you?
Yes.
Okay. And did you take any other luggage with you?
I'm not sure. I think I took another bag, but I'm not really sure.
Okay. And when you went to the Kardashian house with the black bag, where did you keep it while you were there?
I put it in a closet.
In the bedroom in which you slept?
Yes.
Okay. And did you ever go to that black bag during the time you were at the Kardashian house before you left the home on Friday morning?
And after he placed it there?
Yes.
I don't believe, because I took some pictures out of it then. I don't believe so.
Okay. And what pictures did you take out of it?
The pictures that I had carried over to Kardashian's house.
These are the 3 family pictures you mentioned
Yes.
before?
Yes.
And you took them from your home in Rockingham?
Yes.
And you put them in the black bag?
Yes.
And then where'd you take them from in Rockingham? What
Wherever
location?
they were. Wherever they
In
were.
your bedroom?
I don't know.
Put them in the black bag?
Yes.
Did you put anything else in the black bag?
I think I put some socks and some underwear in the black bag.
The same bag?
Yes.
Anything else?
Well, the gun was in there.
Anything else?
No.
Okay, we have to change tapes now. We have to take a moment.
This is the end of tape number 1 of volume 1. The time is approximately 11:52, and we are off the record.